So silver down, gold down, silver more than gold. The miners, yeah, down, not as much. That's a very significant positive, in my opinion, really, especially after going up this much. And now just looking after hours, we've got Newmont down, right? Bad earnings. I actually added just here, well, like half an hour ago or something. Didn't really know the news too much. Don't care too much, to be honest. I'll get into that. We'll look at everything as usual, but let's just look with the DXY to start with. Again, up. Good. I like it going up. This time, gold and silver were down, but I don't think it was necessarily down because the dollar was up. I think we were just down because we were way too overbought. And I don't even know how far down we're going to go, actually. But it's good to see gold and silver go up non-stop despite the dollar going up non-stop here for like several weeks. So I don't think the DXY has much effect on gold and silver. But if the dollar comes down, I reckon that will actually help gold and silver. And it's pretty extended here. I mean, resistance, I haven't really looked too much. I mean, definitely 106 over here. That's absurdly obvious. But it'd be very hard to imagine it going all the way up there. We're kind of at a bit of a checkpoint here, right? Like, look at this area here. Is there one here? Not really. So maybe we just sort of stall here, 104.5-ish. We already have a bit. But anyway, we don't have to read into it too much. It's just another good update for the DXY. I think when you're near 0.5%, that's pretty good. So it wasn't the strongest day, but still pretty good. Yields, let's check that out. Not the kind of stuff I look at every time now, but still, they've gone up maybe even longer than the dollar. They're also near resistance. Again, don't think it matters too much, but it is, wow. But it is worth noticing, yields going up despite all this rate cuts, the first rate cut, and now more expected. But same goes with the euro and across the board, right? They've cut rates constantly. Their yields are also going up. So rate cuts don't necessarily mean like long-term bonds, 30 and 10 going down, but also the two's been going up. Look at that. So basically yields going up despite these rate cuts, despite Fed intervention. Maybe they need QE ultimately to get, because that's, we've got to zoom out and think about it. They cannot afford yields to be this high with a debt. It's just a massive debt economy and it's unfinanceable. So yields going up, I think, really petrifies them. And sometimes we seem to forget that. So just remember, and Peter Schiff said this in his last podcast, and it's a good reminder. Ultimately, they'll probably end up doing QE. Imagine how good that would be for gold and silver. I think gold and silver have just like long term, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's going to be so much higher. If you think about it, I get caught up in all this very short term stuff, but yields going up after rate cuts, that can't be good for them. Anyway, the good news is that gold and silver don't care and go up regardless. Let's check gold had its first down day. Now, is that by definition a bearish engulfing? Yeah, it is, right? You just end up, you go higher and lower than the prior candle and you close lower than that's bearish engulfing. I don't mind. It's kind of a lot of people expecting this. Me too. I thought we could keep going up, but let's just say I'm not surprised, right? I don't think anyone's surprised that we had a big down day and it wasn't actually that big, down 1% ish on gold. Where do we go, right? That was the discussion. That's like the last remarks in my last video. Where do we go if we start going down? Well, for gold, I just expect us to retest this area. So 2690. If we go a bit lower, oh, we lost 2700. So what? 2690 support just below the psychological 2700. If we go low, 2670. Honestly, if we go lower, the ascending. So wherever that'll be, imagine a big flush. I don't think we got big news tomorrow. Well, we have news every day. So something like this, although that's quite a large area I'm covering between both. So I'm sure I'm gonna get one of those right. But you know what I mean? Like this sort of tramway zone between this and here, like this is $20 zone, 2690 and 2670. And then if we go lower, 2650. If we go lower, then it's going to be down here. We're not going to go lower than that, at least not for now, 2600. So those three areas, if you will. That's for gold. What about silver, which is more important for me? It's all been about silver. I mean, since taking out this 3250/33. Well, it's going to be 3250/33 for me. If we go lower again, is that a bearish engulfing? Almost. Look at that. It's really the same high. Like the open was the high of day. So this 34.90 or whatever it is, 34.85, that is absolutely obvious resistance. In fact, I can redirect this there. Yeah, for me, it's going to be this 33 slash 32.50. I think everyone would agree with that. Let me just add this here to make sure it's obvious if I need a quick glance whilst trading. So those two lines. The others, honestly, you can just delete them all. This one, even this one, the retest, forget it. All right, there you go. I don't see us going actually lower than 32.50, at least not straight away. So that's what I'm looking at. Resistance, obvious. Support, obvious. Gold, I think it's the same thing, right? Resistance is obviously the old high, which is 27.60. All right, now the miners, more importantly. Let's start with GDX. Start with the seniors. Um, so, well, obviously here, that's okay. So let's readjust. The high is now 44.20. That's your resistance support. Yes, 42. Next resistance. I'm just going to believe that because I'm always agreeing with my lines. Obviously, where is that actually? What is the number? It's 45.70. Okay, well, I don't see us. We could actually, well, after what Newmont did, maybe it would be hard to take that out tomorrow, but we could end up having a green day and then by Friday we're retesting. Last Friday we also ended at absolute highs. So and then we had a good week this week. Let's see. But high is going to be the resistance is 44.20, support is 42. And if we take that out on for Friday 45, let's call it 45.80. If we keep going down a super flush, then we go down to the ascending, let's call it 39 by the time we get there, if it becomes a violent drop. That's for GDX. And let's see how GDX reacts to Newmont tomorrow. GDXJ, this is pretty perfect here. So 56 is resistance. This is no longer resistance at all, by the way. Support is going to be here, 52. 52 to 56. We're in the middle of the zone right now. Trading, not really, just down a little bit. I need to clear up some of this yellow stuff. It's my little doodling when I'm zoomed out. It looks ridiculous when you're zoomed in, but there you go, 52 and 56 for GDXJ. If we keep going down, then maybe this zone, maybe a gap fill, maybe this zone. Yeah, I'd agree with that. This I can get rid of, etc., etc. Okay, I don't think we're going to go lower than that. So let me just put this yellow bit here. Now, more importantly, SILJ. I'm not going to look at SIL. I never look at SIL. SILJ, because I think that's more applicable to, well, maybe it's not actually. But anyway, SILJ, very nice. First of all, down 2.3%, right? How much was silver down? Let's just look at SLV, over 3%. That's, if there's anything to take away from this video, it's the fact that the silver miners, and you could say the same with the miners, by the way, miners across the board, but in particular, the silver junior J miners were down less than silver after going up crazy. That's impressive. I thought that if silver's down 3%, for example, as it was today, it was more than 3. SILJ, you could expect -6, -5 point something. Instead, we're -2.5, not even. I think that's something to basically silver miners keep outperforming the metals. The miners keep outperforming the metals even on the way down. That's bullish. And the silver miners included, that's super bullish. Okay, resistance now is going to be 15.20. There you go. Support, I'm going to leave it some room. It's going to be down here, 14, probably 14.11. Don't wait for this 13.9 or whatever. Just buy above 14, 14.11 or something. Did a little mini gap fill here, closed near high of day. It wasn't the most bearish day at all. There were some, let's look at the miners. There were some miners. We're going to forget Newmont because that's a special case. By the way, where did I buy Newmont? Just now, date, 57.30. So it was down like 6-7%. Wait, what the hell do you mean 57.30? No, that's where I sold it. Sold 57.30. And then I bought 5. Yeah, 54.30. Okay, whatever. Okay, so starting off with Newmont. Well, yeah, what can I say? We just had earnings. So I think, and it was trading kind of below this ascending line. I think it was below 53 or something. I swear it was trading below this ascending line. Or maybe I readjusted the ascending line. I think I readjusted it. But the point is, I think it's going to trade within this ascending, this sort of this ascending tramway here. So since we're here, tomorrow we open down, we go. 54 should be support, I reckon. 54, and we're kind of trading. I think we've already traded there. So let's see if 54 holds for Newmont. Don't really know much. I think they didn't have as good earnings, but there was something about buybacks, 2 billion buybacks overall. Obviously, it's negative, otherwise it'd already be green. I just feel like you can't go down that much. Let's zoom out on Newmont. Let's readjust the chart a bit. It's not really, you know, I mean, yeah, it's gone up like all of them, but it's not exactly all the way at 50 at all-time highs like Agnico Eagle or Wheaton Precious Metals. So I don't know how far down you can go because this is a real bull market that's going to stick for a long time and get better. So I haven't looked at all the details. And even 5 days after the release, I'm not going to look at all the details because news is just not my strong point. And I think the chart gives you more than the news, even on the day of the news. So I think 54 will hold. It has to hold. Otherwise, technically, down we go to 52, and then we'll see about that. But I think tomorrow's going to be very important. So let me just put these two here, 54 and 52. That'll do for tomorrow. Then I'll readjust myself. Resistance, well, we're not going to take out resistance tomorrow, that's for sure. And it's obviously 58 point, whatever this is, 7, let's say. So that's all you need to know. This can go for now. And this can go also absolutely obsolete. There you go. Those are the levels to look at. This maybe would be resistance, even though earnings would drop way below. I think on the way up, you can expect 56 to be a bit of a resistance zone because it's quite clear support slash resistance. We've even got a gap here. So, I may even just move this little yellow thing here. So those are the 3 levels I'm looking at for tomorrow. If we go up, this should be resistance. If we go down, that should be support. If we keep going down, that's not going to happen, but that will be support. And then this is the absolute high. So that makes sense. Barrick Gold. Yes, resistance did its thing. Down we go. That will probably take a bit of a sympathy drop tomorrow with Newmont, right? If Newmont didn't have good earnings, then Barrick Gold might not be as good as people thought. So down that goes. It would be the opposite, vice versa. So for me, I want to keep it simple. Just give it some room. Resistance still up here. Support down here. I don't see it going down there. It might just got like a mini support zone here, I feel, especially after today. Resistance, support. So maybe 2050 is a bit of a zone. I'll leave that there. I'm not going to put a yellow marker. Agnico Eagle, did I trim that today? Yeah, I did trim that today and it kept going. I think I trimmed to 87.99 or something. Is that possible? Yeah, it is possible. So it's actually kept on going. Agnico is impressive, but yeah, I think I'd be selling now anyway what I sold earlier otherwise because this Newmont thing, I just feel like the best is priced in. And Agnico, unlike Newmont, has gone to its all-time high. So just a small trim, why not, right? You're supposed to be buying the drops and selling the pops. This is pretty much the absolute highest. Do I think it will go higher long term? Obviously. Pan American Silver, we'll see what happens to Agnico. I'm not going to cover support because it's absolute stratosphere stuff. Uh, my initial resistance, by the way, on Agnico was 90 or 89, 99 or something. So we'll probably take that out. Let's see about that tomorrow. Pan American Silver, one of the ones I expected to do quite badly in silver drops, down 1%. I mean, I said Silj, right? But some of them did remarkably well. So Pan American down 1%. That's like you could get that almost on a green day. Look at the candles, they look good. After hours down a little bit more. That's Newmont maybe, but really good, healthy candlesticks here forming like some consolidation sideways before a pop because I think this should be higher. I think we're going to go to 30. We should already be at 30. And maybe it's just a late bloomer. I think it's just gonna I like that candle. I really do. Those last 2 candles in particular, but today's candle might be the best one, given silver's down 3%. This should be down 5 or 6. It should be down testing, 24 old resistance, retested support. But no, it's closed near high of day. And honestly, tomorrow, even on a small silver bounce of like up 0.5%, you could be testing 26. So for me, resistance is 26, support is 24. I don't think we're going to go lower, so I won't mention that. Next resistance is 30. I still think 29 will be. I've got a mini trim at 29, 28, 89 or something, and then 30. So 29 and 30, really good candles. Wheaton just does what Wheaton does. It does quite well defensively on a down day, so down 1.5%. That's okay. Support will be here. 64.80, just below 65. Resistance will be the old high, 68.60. Nothing special with Wheaton. It's always doing what it says on the tin. Next one is Franco-Nevada, which had some really weird pre-market moves. Franco-Nevada, amazing. I didn't even notice that. Made a new high. That's probably the best candles, best chart so far. Chart candlestick of the day. Made a new high, closed a high of day, onwards to 140. Next stop, 140. Support should be 130, give or take $1. But otherwise 140, between 130 and 140. That's a really good candle for a minus 1+% day on gold and minus 3% in silver. Metalla, I thought I'd buy this back. I didn't. I just didn't because I want the metals to have one extra day actually. So today I didn't do much trading at all. I did some pre-market sells because I could tell because gold was up like uh 0.3, 0.4%, silver was down 0.6. I thought, oh, silver's tired, silver's gonna have a red day. Let me sell some silver. And I trimmed a bit. What are we, October the 23rd then? I sold First Majestic, Barrick Gold, Pan America, Cartagena, First Majestic again, Agnico, Equinox, I'll get to that. And then, okay, that's Newmont buying back. That's the only buy. But those, half of those were pre-market and they were good sales and they were tiny trims. I'm not going to go through all of them, but the pre-market ones were good because then he just kept on going low across the day. But again, we, relatively speaking, did quite well and some of them closed quite well. Metalla didn't touch. Metalla, I've already sold 399. Down it goes. We've down sort of like 10% since the highs. It went to 40 something all the way to the low. Look at that, 10%. That's pretty impressive. But silver hasn't had that one extra day, or gold. You need that one extra day to see if it's going to stabilize and maybe go back up. Or we're going to continue to flush and maybe hit sub 2700. Silver maybe wants to go down and test. I actually don't think it's going to happen, but in case it does, the old breakout 32, 32.50, then you could get Metalla down here. So normally I would buy Metalla, I'd buy back what I sold, but I just didn't. Just Metalla itself was a buy, but just because I want to give one extra day. But yeah, Metalla has gone down quite a bit. Remember, I zoom out just to remember where I am. This thing should run. It's in the mood. But there you go. Maybe it was worth a buy today, actually. If we keep going down, I do see 340. But where it touched thereabouts 370, that was kind of a zone. So that's like the halfway point between 340 buy support and $4 sell resistance. First Majestic. Okay, this one here I did trim 780, 23rd October. Yeah, small trims. This was pre-market. Well, and you know what? That actually looks okay. That's very good actually. I mean, I could probably buy back where I sold right now, but it was too overweight. First Majestic and Cartagena, I wanted to sell regardless. They were just too heavy. These were things that I'd bought down here and still hadn't sold everything I'd bought on the drop down here, and I already had a core position down here. So this is just a bit ridiculous, and I don't want to take the market for granted. So silver's down 3%. First Majestic, the stock is down half of that. Incredible. Closed the high of day. Very nice. Honestly, if we have a nice bounce day tomorrow, not even a nice one, just an average one, we could probably be retesting $8. So the stocks look really strong, First Majestic included. Remember that they've got their own buybacks down here too. So this one, not even long term, medium term should be going up a lot. Short term, probably also going up. Very good stuff, First Majestic. Really. Support. Well, I'm going to say today's lowest support. If we keep going down, this might be it's hard to say that this is your support. It's hard to say because it's just so far away. I don't think it's going to get there. Resistance, obviously the old high. Let's readjust. It's this now. Yeah, $8. And after that, 840. I've got my stand at 838 or something already, little trim. Again, I don't see it going. It's probably going to be $7, not this level here. Normally it would, but it's just such a drop for something so bullish with technicals, micro business fundamentals, and macro, everything going for this stock. So right, next one for tuna. Look at that, right between the support and resistance. I think those lines are completely correct. Nothing to change there. So I don't need to add the yellow just to make what's already obvious even more obvious. If we keep going down, then the ascending, I think this is a bit weaker than the other ones. But now I think even if you've got a weak stock, if you've got silver in your name, not that it has silver, but it's a silver stock, you can expect it to run. So let's see if we, yeah, not as strong as the other silver stocks, Pan American, First Majestic. But again, if we have a good day, we could be testing the 540, 550 zone, could readjust this at least. And then if silver keeps squeezing, definitely fill the gap. But this is a weak stock. So this is one I think I should be selling into new resistance levels if we get there. So I'll leave my sells in. Next, Kirkland, my favorite. A very good day because the last 2 days, you know, it had bad news. It takes a lot of effort to go back up here. It was doing it. I wish it had already hit its old high of 770. It didn't, but today's candle, today when silver's down 3%, honestly, curl should be down like 7, maybe more. Instead, we're down 1.5, just not even just like First Majestic, just like Pan America. There is it's like almost a better day than a really good green day. And I said that before, days where you've got where they're red, you lose money, but the stocks really perform well. They can be, in my opinion, better than really big green days because when you have a big green day, now you can expect some good money out of these because of this type of performance. Close a high of day tomorrow. If you have a small bounce, it's another one that I expect to be testing 750, maybe even 770. I don't think it's asking too much to go up. Yeah, 5% on a very good bounce. If we keep going down, okay. Actually, 5% is asking quite a lot just for a small bounce in silver, but this is a very good candle. Close a high of day, down only 1% when the metal itself is down more than triple, I would say. The support, yes, 680. This is that really support anymore? No, not really. Um, is that even support? Actually, is it the bottom of this candle? Because the gap is filled. 680. Should I just put it in the middle to make it a rough one? I'll do a one in the middle, plus minus 10 cents. I'm not sure. I could put a little mini, you could probably do a 15-minute zoom out and then have some sort of ascending. God, I hate all these lines. Something like that, then zoom back out on the daily equals the same thing. I'm going to say something like that, again, plus minus 10 cents. If we lose, I don't see this happening, but if there's a mega flush, then down we go to $6. Big support, very obvious support, multiple reasons. And these are two mini resistance because let's be honest, you take out 778 is nothing. It's like a given. So your next stop is really above, yeah, 850 is probably your next real one. You know what? I'll take away the yellow because I don't even want to sell there. If I take out 770, you don't want to be selling at 8. You want to be aiming higher. Right. Heckler. Heckler did not do so well. When you're comparing it to Pan America, to Coeur d'Arlene, to First Majestic, that were all down basically just over 1%. And you got Heckler down 5, and that was not the low of day. At least it didn't close the low of day. Bit of a Metalla move. So I would give this more room. If we have another red day, I'd expect this zone. It's the ascending. It's not really resistance because of other candles. It was. I'm going to remove this. I think it's a deceptive horizontal. I'm just going to leave the ascending in. So it could go as low, according to this, as just under around 680. If we lose that, then of course the horizontal 630, massive support because it was massive resistance and clear support. I don't think we're going to do that type of a drop, but in case we do, there's your 670 buy. If we lose this, we're probably going to go lower than that. Is that resistance on the way up? Not anymore. Not really. This can go too. Let's keep it simple, give it some room. Plus, I've already sold this move up. There you go. On the way down, 670. On the way up, 770. Let's see what happens. But definitely not the best silver stock. EXK, the challenge at the CDE. Actually, First Majestic's been pretty good too. Very good. Again, down 1.5%, closing at a high of day. It's outperformed CDE actually on the last couple of days on this silver squeeze. And again, just when you thought the one that's outperformed the most would give back the most, would make sense. Nope. Down only 1.5%, close at a high of day. Amazing. Another update tomorrow, and you could be retesting the highs. Let me just put that little line in to make it obvious to me. I've sold this one on the move up. Do I have to check? I've sold 548 already, apparently. Let me do it by financial instrument. CD, lots of sales. Wow. 540 and 549. Why did I do it twice? One is pre-market. One is at market open, one is just before market close. Okay, well, whatever. 550 basically, a double sell. That's rare. So I've sold this zone, so I'd give it some room. I'm not going to sell 20 cents higher. I've already double trimmed. So yeah, take out 565 and then you're running to 6. And I think it's going to be at 6. In fact, this one I'm going to cancel because I think if you take this out, you're running to 6. I don't care what's back there. Support, yes, $5, big psychological. Also, that's where this candle hit, gapped up from. It was also resistance there. And then you got the gap fill. So yes, that also counts here. Normally, yes, but I'm going to leave that some room after a gap fill. There you go. Those are your support zones and your resistance. Yeah, that's it for EXK. Let me just, okay, that'll do. So, Mag Silver, the last of the silver stocks. This one almost closed green. So this, again, a silver stock, but this one might be the best one out of all the silver stocks I've listed. Basically unchanged. Close of the day where the last one also closed, right? So it's only a couple of cents away from 18, which is very easy to crack tomorrow. And it's going to be testing 1850 right after that, where I've got to sell. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if my sell gets filled. It's probably 1849 my sell, and it might just happen on a week update, to be honest. If we come down, then this is sending support. This is that really support? Maybe, because so far today it was even higher than that. I'll leave it there, but I'll leave it there. Very strong. This one I'm letting run, and I actually expect this to fill. But I wouldn't be buying back at 17. I think I'd, only buy back in the 16s. I'm not desperate for Mag Silver. There are better ones. I can squeeze more percentage move out of the other ones. But to be honest, Mag's been doing very well recently. It's been up 4 or 5%, a bit like the others. Next one, Aris Mining. Down day as expected, down about 4%. This one, no hurry. It's my lightest holding. I'm ready to buy all the way down here in the 420s. If it cracks $5, then I think I've got one last sell here before basically expecting it to move all the way to the 6s. But let's see. I'll give it some room, in no hurry, and I need another day to see how the metals are doing. I am gold down 3%. Lots of zones I can delete now. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Let's tidy it up. There's your resistance. Apparently there's another one up here, and I trust them because they've actually worked quite well. Yes, I trust that. Support here. Will we get there? Maybe, but we did close quite well. Actually, after hours, we're down a bit. That could be a fake after hours, like low volume kind of drop the sell. But I'm in no hurry to buy something that's been going up parabolically, to be honest. So the earliest would be 560. I don't have a buy in. I have no good till cancel buys in. They're all just sells. But there's where I start thinking maybe it's worth it. But that's for a quick flip. Otherwise, down here. But if we're going down here, it's probably gold flushing. I'm probably more interested in buying something else. But the things that go up with news behind them, they're also the things to bounce the best after a flush has stabilized. So I'm watching that. Resistance is clear. B2 gold didn't go down that much. just consolidating sideways at the absolute breakout. It's done the descending breakout, and then it's the horizontal, which to me is the most important one. It's like the confirmation of the breakout. We still haven't really. Now we have to clear 350 on a daily close basis to continue, but that's pretty constructive stuff given gold is down, over 1%, silver 3. So that's a good move on the downside. So very, not very, but just a bullish day, I think, for B2 Gold. Yeah. Support, yeah, the descending where it is basically. Otherwise, all the way down here where it's never going to go, it's probably going to be above 3, let's be honest. Resistance now is here, 350. Make it clearer. Okay. Next is Equinox. This one I was disappointed with yesterday, or actually the whole week almost, because it had bad news. It's difficult to recover. It did it. Obviously, you've got gold and silver squeezing, so that helps. But then today, I thought on a day like today, I thought it would be down, let's say down here, 550. It's been weak. It's going to be one of the weaker ones when you got down day, but no, it closed up high of day, up better than all the other ones in my portfolio, 2.38%. Now I really think that this thing could run to 650. So very good. I mean, I'm going to leave this here because this is a level. This is for me quite clear resistance. So $6. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, psychologically. Otherwise, 50 cents down here, that's your support. Otherwise, the last low, that's your next and final support before, well, it's not going to go down there. But more likely, up we go to 650. So see what happens tomorrow. Looks very good. SSRM, also good, which is good because it's in a sort of multi-week breakout phase. I think we can go all the way up to $8. That would be good. It should already be there, as long as there's no news. But if there's news, it could probably be good news. That would be ideal. Close kind of near high of day, not down that much on a silver stock. Very good stuff. Very good. Let's clean that up. That's ridiculous. There's one support. There's your next support, although it's not obvious. It's not the most obvious support. This one here, 590. Maybe it's 6. I'll do 590. Not as obvious. But anyway, so far it looks like it's going to go up. So resistance is the old high that we just did this week, 660. If we take out 660, we run to 7. And then before you know it, it's 758. These things happen quickly, but this looks very, very bullish. So I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to go to 7 and then 8. Can't believe it. Finally, SPSW, big drop. Didn't close at low of day, but not the best. And especially after yesterday's candle, which would look very constructive, closing near high of day. There's your real resistance, 7.5. But it's had very nice move, right? We come from all the way down here, taken out the descending, bounce, retested, gone all the way back up, double top, back down. Now we just need to curl and break through. And this thing could really run because once you take out 580, obviously it's not going to happen straight away. But this SPSW has a long way up to go if commodities really run with inflation. This one could be the biggest winner, actually. Right, that'll do. I think it was a pretty good day. I think in the middle of the day or early on, I thought, I should have trimmed more, even though I'm setting a massive silver squeeze. But in the end, even if you didn't sell anything, I think you could be quite happy with today because a lot of them just did so well. They held their gains with the metal dropping, and very bullish down day. I think that's the way I'd put it. All right, enjoy your evening.